Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. Sorry for being a few minutes late there. We had a little bit of stream key trouble, but I think I found out one of my problems, which I'll get to in a moment. But we are happy to have you guys in here. We certainly appreciate you, and we're going to be covering some interesting, a very comic booky news today, which is our intention, of course. Please, as usual, check out our links down below, and as well, hit that share button and let your family and friends and extended community know what's going on, so they can come over here and join us live because we are live streamers. Although we do appreciate everybody who comes back and watches us after the fact. That is really cool. But yeah, so we got some interesting stuff today. But as usual, first thing I want to do is come over here and say hello to Mr. Pie Master, the Birdie Wonder from New Zealand. How you doing, dude?
It's me. I made it. Wow.
Yeah, yeah. Aren't you
Yeah.
special?
I'm a special little guy.
Okay, that's really unenthusiastic. Very nice. But we're also
You didn't
joined.
like that?
That
No,
was high energy.
that was
High
very.
energy.
I'm the special. How about that?
That
Wait,
was better.
I
That
got
was
a full
better.
like that. Yeah, you
All
like
right.
that?
Yeah, I like that better. Yeah. And of
Uh,
course, we're also joined by Thundero, the god of thunder upon us. How you doing, dude?
That's right. So now that's a proper introduction. See, you give me that kind of introduction and you just get energy, but then you talk about oily things and I want to hurt somebody.
Well, that's true.
yeah.
So
Well,
more oily
It's
things.
true.
fair
Yeah.
enough. Fair enough. Yeah. But you know what I found? I just found out because I couldn't go because I logged in my YouTube back into my Streamlabs, right? Because I'm not able to see the chat over here. When I logged in, I was able to get the chat back, and I was like, okay, well that solves that. But the problem is, they made a change to Streamlabs, which I don't like. I What they're doing is I have to set up the stream in here. But what I usually do is set up on my YouTube. I have it all set up. I have everything ready, and then I just launch into it. So I actually had to basically log myself out so that I could launch normally. But what that means is I can't get the chat. So I figured it out. That's what it is. But I'm not happy about it. It used to work differently. It used to be just kind of work, but now it just doesn't work. Why do these computer-based company peoples always make things not work when they work just fine?
They don't know. They just to validate their jobs, probably.
God, happens all the time, dude. But anyway, at least I figured out that little gremlin or that bugbear that was going on. So that's solved, but not solved. But that's all right. I'll just keep jumping over the other side, and maybe I can see if I can. Maybe I'll try one of the streams straight out of the Streamlabs to see how it goes. I don't know. But anyway, let me come over and see who's in the chat so far, and before we jump into our news. We got Roger Heller, of course. Always happy to have Roger in here. He's a very enthusiastic fella. We got Cross Comics. Hey, Cross, congratulations on the launch of your campaign there, the Canadian Shield. Good luck to you, sir. He says, I'm good. Just running a campaign for my comics, the Canadian Shield, issue #1 on Indigo. It's kind of like I said that. I should have read that first. Good on you for that. Thundero is yelling at you, and Tank Ferret is saying, hi.
Yeah, I
Jennifer's
might
in
yell.
here. Jen-
Sometimes
Sometimes you yell. Jennifer always makes me happy. She's got very interesting things to say. And let me see. John Diller's in here. Shut the hell up, Chester, and talk about Rick Piper. Well, all right then. Yeah, guys, definitely check that out. Throw that link up there, John, so we can have people go over and check it out. It's just launched. It's already got some money
I'm
on
gonna
it.
beat him
So,
to it.
all right, there you go.
Ugh.
Evan
cheater.
Hotep is in here. Streamlabs had another stream breaking update. Yeah, no, dude, I just don't understand. It was working just fine. Just leave it be. Goodness gracious,
I
man.
hate when things change too.
Well, it's not about change, Booster. It's about making things worse. Reduction. Oh
Changes.
God, this is what I'm dealing with today. Is Rick on tonight? No, I told Rick to get his butt over here, man, and get on the show. I don't know what he's doing. Rick, you need to come up in here and talk about your book, man. We're happy to have you. You know you're always welcome, man. So just get in touch with me. We'll get you in here, right? Maybe we can do it on. Let me see. Tomorrow. Yeah, we could do it tomorrow if you want, dude. Because we have the Drone a Quarter at 10, but I got the 8 p.m. show. So just get in touch with me, man. Let's get it on. Let's get it done. All right. Anyway,
You know.
get it on.
I can't hit that next note. There you go. Booster, do it. So, I can't hit it, so I'll let somebody else.
Yeah.
Let's get it on.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and jump over to see what we got in the news today, because we do have some fun stuff. Actually, I'm kind of looking forward to today's news. So here we go. I'm sharing with everybody, and then I'm going to come over here and share with everybody else. Now, first little bit of news is kind of interesting. Go ahead, Booster.
Oh, Sean Gordon Murphy announces Catwoman miniseries series off new design. I'm interested that they didn't say with writer Blake Northcott.
Yeah, no, that's a good point, dude. And because that's you were talking about that, and I think either you or someone else mentioned it the other day, actually. I like the look of. We saw this art the other day, but unfortunately was being used in talking about the new Catwoman for the Batman movie, and how, of course, Sean Gordon Murphy needs to correct his thinking because I'm sorry to tell you, sir, Catwoman is now black. So correct your thinking, sir. You're not accurate anymore. So we did see this art before, actually, but
Mm.
it's nice, very very
If
nice.
I'm not mistaken, though, I think he's only doing the covers. I haven't heard anything about who's doing the interiors. If he is doing the interiors and it's a Blake Northcott writing, then I'm sold.
Hmm.
I'll get this comic easily because I love Sean Gordon Murphy's art.
Yeah, no, he's amazing actually.
Mm.
Yeah, this could be cool. I don't know that. I've read a couple of Catwoman books, but I'm not a big, huge fan. I'm much happier when she and Batman are rolling together.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
really nice duo. It might well be the best couple in comic books, actually. I don't know.
It's
It's a
they're
big
up there. I,
statement.
I always like the hero villain dynamic with couples. Like
Yeah,
Daredevil and Elektra,
yeah.
uh, Spider Man, Black Cat, who is pretty much just Catwoman,
Well,
but
I mean,
way sexier.
oh, true. Let me ask a question though. Is not Catwoman the coolest female character in comic books though?
She's up there. I think I'm an
Mm,
Elektra sort of guy. I really like Elektra.
I don't know. What do you think, Thundero?
well, hey, that's not a fair thing to say. Yeah, I'd say probably, especially as far as mainstream appeal, definitely.
Mm,
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
as far as like in comic circles, maybe not, but definitely mainstream. She definitely is. Yeah.
that's fair point. That's fair point. I mean, I don't know. Who would you guys say is your favorite female character in comics?
For me, Rogue, but that's
Yeah, Rogue is kind of
boyhood
cool.
fantasy more than anything.
Well, I get that.
Mm.
But actually, the thing that put me off of Rogue, oddly, was the 90s X-Men cartoon. Because
Really?
I didn't like her in it at all. I didn't like her voice. I didn't like what they were doing. Because they had some actress that was trying to act like she had a Southern accent, and it was clearly the worst Southern accent anyone's ever tried to do ever.
Yeah, isn't
Um,
that when everyone thought she was sexy?
yeah, I just thought before I saw that show, I liked her, and then I didn't like her. But then I hated Gambit, and I still
Hmm.
hated Gambit. So I guess I kind of just stuck around
Yeah,
there.
I've never. I like Gambit's powers. I think those are cool, but I've never liked his character.
No, it's
Never.
once again, it's this way over the top Creole accent. It's not actually what they sound like. It's like, come on
Character.
down, partner. Ain't you good to see? We'll get some grease on the order and the beans. It's that kind of
Yeah.
crap. You know,
It's
I'm
like a
gonna play my banjo.
1940s version of a cowboy. That's what you're saying.
right?
It's
I mean,
way over
right. It's way over the
ridiculous.
top. Yeah, yeah, and that just kind of put me off. Both those characters, actually. But
Yeah.
Rogue is cool, though. She is cool. And you know who used to be really cool? You know who had a great story arc? Who was awesome?
Me.
Miss Marvel.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, used to. That is past tense.
Idiot.
But
I don't. Yeah, Rogue, but Storm. I don't know how I didn't think of Storm. Yeah,
Oh
Storm. No,
yeah, Storm's cool as hell. Yeah.
definitely my top girl as far as in comic
Storm's
book.
cool.
She's like my
Mhm.
second favorite superhero. My brain. I'm eating nuggets. I
You like
forgot she
electric
exists.
boys?
I know you're back
Yeah.
on the Electra. I get that. I get that. Actually, I think one of my favorite little female characters. It didn't last. It was just this quick little thing. I can't even remember how many issues it was, but it was Mayday Parker. I just thought she was adorable, dude.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
Spider Girl Mayday Parker.
Mm.
Well, did they
We
make?
have a Rick.
But hey, Rick, what's up? But we had Mayday in the future Elseworld story where Peter had lost his leg and he was a family man now, and Mayday, which was the daughter or the granddaughter? I think it was the daughter. Uh,
Daughter.
yeah,
Yeah, it was
and
the daughter.
there you go. But it was just an
The
Elseworld
M2
thing.
universe.
Oh, there you go.
No, they did a whole
Thank you, Rick.
comic. They did a whole comic strip of it. In fact, they ended it for a bit
What did they call it, Rick?
to they have there were it was the M2, like an M2. There was Spider Girl. There was J2, like Son of Juggernaut, and they had
Oh.
the Avengers Next, which was the the Avengers for that time.
Oh, awesome. Well, thank you very much. Because
So
I just remember that one little story they were talking about. I didn't know they extended it out. Well, I'll have to check it out because I really like that character. Although I don't know, did they have her like in the Spider Girl outfit, or did they have her in that Mayday Parker outfit?
they had her in her own Spider-Man outfit. She took on Ben Riley's costume, Spider-Man
Ah,
costume.
yeah. See now. Cool. I'll have to check it out though. I will. So it's one of those Elseworld universes. But awesome. Well, hey Rick. Well, since we got you in here, why don't we take a minute and talk about your book? Although, I think it would be better if you came in tomorrow morning. We could do a whole show on it. But because we do have something planned today. But let's talk about it a little bit anyway. Here we go.
Yeah, I can do that, no problem for sure.
Yeah, please do.
Hey, the more publicity, no, the more publicity, the better.
That would be true. That would be true. That's not what I want. Stupid computer.
I can bring it up if you want.
Uh,
Chester's having some boomer issues today, folks. Don't mind him.
did I
It's
spell
pretty
some?
brutal.
What the hell? Why is this doing this? Don't
You
do
were on
that.
Indiegogo. What are you doing?
But it's
There's a
not
little
the
magnifying glass.
Indiegogo I
That's the search.
want.
That's the search, Chester.
Damn
Search Canadian
it.
Show. For goodness sake. Got to do everything around here.
I had it up earlier, but I accidentally closed it. I think I don't know what happened.
There it is.
Booster's a meanie. Oh, you've made some money, dude.
I had to
Yeah,
be
I've
me.
got 250 in just over 24 hours.
Sweet,
Mhm.
dude. All right.
Not
Well, let's
bad.
take a look at it here, Rick. So
What are they
now
doing? Yeah.
we know you've been working on this for a while. So I'm just gonna. You can see what I have up here. So I'm just gonna go through the page and just
Okay.
tell us about Canadian Shield, dude. Go. Give us that elevator pitch,
Okay.
man.
Well, he is a Native American from the past. He is brought to present time by God, and he is given a suit from the future, which gives him fantastic abilities. The suit is also brought to present day. An angel appears, tells him to put it on, and he's told to travel south. And well,
S-
he ends up learning about his powers and all that. Now, unfortunately, there's not a lot of action in this one, but from issue 2 on, you'll have action. And I've set it up to be a ongoing series. See, I've got some lofty goals there,
Yeah, should have lofty
and
goals, Rick.
I did the main art, and then John Dillard, who's in the chat there, did go over my inks and put in some backgrounds for me. And Pope Raven is doing the coloring.
Sweet. There you go, dude.
Oh no, bloody
Community
Pope
comes together,
Raven.
man. Now, what do you say there, Rick? Booster?
It's a bloody Pope Raven.
Bloody Pope Raven. Well, he's just an old Australian man that acts like a young lesbian woman. So what do you want?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Uh,
Well,
uh,
I actually had a
Doxed.
contest for the coloring contest for it to see who would color it.
oh,
Of
that's
course,
cool.
if they accept
Hmm.
it. And actually, Raggedy Man won, but he had just started working on Pope Fire's book, so he had to decline.
Who did your
Pope
cover?
That one is John's, and of course, the one cover is mine,
All right, there you go.
done by me.
And who did the coloring for John?
Pardon?
Who did the coloring for John?
Oh, John did his own coloring.
Oh, he did. Well, he's trying to expand out. That's cool.
See, he's really trying to get me to buy this book because I love red and white together. I don't know why. It's just a thing that gets me every time, and that just looks spectacular. That cover right there.
I won't make that comment
Spectacular.
because you guys would just blame me of some kind of yellow fever with Japan or something.
Well, Evan's correcting me in the chat saying Flit won the coloring contest. I thought it was Raggedy Man. Sorry.
Oh, well, there you go.
No, she's
Cool.
already spreading lies on our show.
All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to have Rick come back tomorrow, and we're going to delve into this completely. And we'll do a normal interview show with him tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So come on back, and we'll learn all about the Canadian Shield, guys. But good on you for getting it out, though, Rick. Absolutely, dude.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right. Well, let's continue with our news for today. Now I'm kind of curious, Rick. You're very knowledgeable about comics in general. Are you a manga guy as well?
Not really. I've watched some anime from the beginning. I've even got a manga Spider-Man and manga X-Men series that they put out in the 90s.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I don't know how many people are into manga, although I know it's become more and more popular. So, this was put up by Samali, and who's always very helpful and a cool guy. He actually made a great comment yesterday. I run a D&D show on Bugbear's Basement on Tuesdays, and the campaign's going really well. It's a great story. It's very action packed, and he made an interesting comment to me. He was like, "Those guys got the devil's luck," and boy, they do. I've come so close to killing them several times. Go ahead, Thunder. You can give us your ubiquitous nerds. Go ahead.
This is how nerdy it was. I literally tuned it out.
Yeah, thank
Literally.
you. Thank you.
Ooh.
All right. All right. Now, this is Shonen Jump coming through Viz Media. I believe Viz Media is their Western distributor, maybe something like that.
I
I'm
think
guessing.
so. Yeah, I think that's right.
But we have Samurai 8. Now, these are things that are kind of in run now. So I'm a bit aware of them simply because I live here. Now, I don't know how popular Samurai 8 is. It hasn't popped up on my radar from the kids, but some of these ones in here most certainly do. I know my son had mentioned this one right here, Black Clover. We have Gray Man, which I don't know anything about. We got Demon Slayer, of course. It's kind of creepy thing, but it's interesting. Interesting. Let's see. We got Doctor Stone. This is actually you can watch the anime on Netflix, I believe. This thing is kind of took off already. One thing you have to notice here. Now, I'm not exactly sure how Viz Media handles it, but here in Japan, what happens is you get these literally like phone book size things that come out like weekly or something. Or monthly, I can't remember, but they're just like gigantic things, and they're all black and white, or
Hmm.
white in some color, but it's not colored, right? And you read these things. The kids love them over here. If one of the stories in it becomes popular, however, they will actually put it in a very small format. I don't know. I guess it's about 8 inches tall by about 6 inches wide. They're very small, and they look just like this that you're seeing here, but they're very little, and they're colored, right? So they only get into that format if they're actually successful. Now, this one, of course, has been around for a long time and has been successful enough not only to get into the color comic book, but it's also been made into an anime. So that shows you how old it is, actually. But I don't know exactly if Viz Media is doing just the ones that are popular. It kind of looks like that to me. Dragon Ball, of course, is eternal. I mean, Dragon Ball,
Hmm.
super, right?
I mean,
Did you?
practically created the shonen genre. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Did you read? Do you like Dragon Ball Booster?
Me? Oh, I have a bit of a childhood bias for Dragon Ball. I kind of think it's really dumb as hell now.
Hmm.
Like you got some ridiculously overpowered characters just beating the crap out of each other, one on one, while everyone is on the side commentating on it instead of getting in there and helping save the freaking world already. But
Right.
but whatever, right? I watched this as a kid because it was on TV after school, so I got a soft spot for Dragon Ball Z,
Yeah,
especially.
I think there's a lot of people like that. It is a kid's thing, but what's wrong with that? Nothing wrong with that at all. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I'm too old to have been part of Dragon Ball. My kids watched it though, and they liked it. So there you go.
Mm-hmm.
And you can pipe in anytime you want there, Thundera, if you have something to say. Um,
The only thing I have to say about Dragon Ball, I've never been a big Dragon Ball fan, really. I
mhm,
mean, I get it's fine. It's just basically shonen. I mean, it's I guess the prototypical shonen, but it's basically just shonen,
Mm.
shonen Jump specifically. My wife loves it though. She's a huge Dragon Ball nerd.
there you
In
go.
fact, Here's me saying this right now. She'll probably come bursting in this room and yell Dragon Ball. So I
All
gotta be
right, there
quiet.
you go. I'd love to hear that. I'd pay for that, actually. Yeah. But moving on here, no, haiku is
Heck
not.
yeah!
It's not haiku,
It
by the
has
way. It's a
it
different
has
word. Um,
exclamation marks.
yes. Now this right here is an absolute monster. Monster. I don't know if it's as big as Dragon Ball has simply because of the years that Dragon Ball has, but this thing is the biggest, hottest thing in Japan.
The
Uh,
art's a little weird.
it is, but
What's going on here?
what it is basically following the adventures of a high school boys volleyball team. Yeah, that's it. There's no supernatural.
That
There's nothing.
sounds shit.
But
I don't get why these things get popular.
well,
I don't get styles get popular in Japan either. It's that one and like One Piece and stuff. I just can't. It's so bad. The art style's so bad to me. It's not bad art.
yeah,
It's just the style is just like
yeah.
I cringe at it when I look at it. I'm like,
Yeah, I agree. I don't. We Westernized don't really appreciate it. That's for sure. But the thing about this one, in a way, it's very cool actually, because it shows you that in Japan you can have a manga about anything, anything, and that's in a way cool because you got to understand the comic book industry over here is absolutely on fire, right? It's
yeah.
not like the dying dinosaur that is America. I mean, it's just shocking. Asia and Europe are kicking it, and America, the creator of comic books, is on its knees. It's not a good thing, dude.
That is a
Uh,
shame.
yeah, it is a shame. But the girls
I
absolutely love this thing, and the boys like it because
don't
it's got
see
good
the
action.
appeal. I don't see the appeal of slice of life shit, but if they like it, more power to you,
Oh,
I
they
guess.
love it. I'm telling you, this
Yeah.
is monstrous over here. It's just unbelievable how big it is. This is actually bigger than One Punch Man or One Punch Man. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm sure we might get to that in a moment as well. I don't know. This is quite a long list. But I just thought it'd be cool to talk about manga a little bit. This is Kaguya-sama, Love is War. This one is one of those girl titles. My Hero Academia,
Yeah,
another
it's big hit
monster.
in the
Yeah,
West. Yeah.
yeah. This is
And it's
actually,
the same problem. I have the same problem with that. It's the art style. I probably wouldn't
yeah,
like it, but
yeah,
I
it's a visual medium, and if the art style turns you off, why bother?
yeah. No, I'm the
I mean,
same way,
some of
dude.
the animation, some of the fights I've seen is really freaking good, and
Well,
you say
Japanese
Run
do
is an
that well.
incredible track.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
other than that, I don't know. People are liking it, whatever.
Yeah. And Rick, you can pipe in anytime you want. That was not a
Yeah,
pun, by
yeah,
the way.
I know.
He can Rick Piper in anytime, huh?
Yes, yes. Uh, but
Huh?
uh, but no. But here's the thing about My Hero Academia. Uh,
Beating him
uh,
at his pun game.
it's I agree 100% with the art style because I don't like it. I don't like Japanese art style currently. If you go back in the past, I liked it. I don't like it now. It's too weird. But
It
the
was more
thing
mature
yeah, it's
back.
just goofy, right? But the thing
Yeah.
about this one right
Yeah.
here, the guy who creates this, the writer of this, he is a mega big time American comic book fan. He loves Spider-Man, Captain America, all that stuff. He's a big fan, and he created this because he wanted to make his own comic book world. So it's very
Wait,
much of
I'm
an
sorry, Chester.
homage
Are you
to
saying it's what the fans want and it's more popular than what they're making?
a maybe. Yeah, yeah,
Funny that.
yeah.
Funny
From
that.
all
Yeah.
accounts that I've seen in this, like
Yeah.
the synopsises and stuff of the stories and stuff, it's great.
It
It's
is.
great comic book superhero stuff, but it's the same. I just can't get past the visual
Yep. No, I
appeal of
agree,
this.
dude.
Yeah.
We're 100% in agreement with that.
Well, yeah,
Rick,
that's probably why I haven't watched a lot of manga or anime. I've watched lots in the past, but I've drawn a lot of some of these characters from these series on my channel because
yeah.
I have people that are into manga on my channel.
Yeah, I figured we did too. That's why when Samali put it up, I was like, "Oh, that's a great idea. Let's look at that." That's why we're doing that today. And we want to talk about comics anyway. Of course, One Punch Man or One Punch Man is very popular here. I think it's bigger in the West, to be honest with you.
Oh, I
Um,
love One Punch Man.
yeah,
It's so good. It's such good parody or satire. I don't know what you want to call it,
it's
but
a satire.
it's so
Yeah.
good. Yeah, it's so well done. It's them taking the piss out of themselves.
Yep.
It's great. I love it.
Yep. Yep. So that's cool. More of that, of course, and it's good to see it's got not only coming to America, but it's coming in color. I don't know this one offhand, but I do like the art, however. I
Ooh,
do.
that is
I,
cool.
I've seen
Yeah, I
this a
don't know
couple
what's happened. That
times
looks
actually.
gorgeous.
It's pretty. Yeah.
The owl
It's
eyes are creeping me out. I love it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, I mean, it says in order to rescue a dying family member, Emma leads a small group of children into a demon farm in order to steal some medicine. This risky mission will require smart stealth and a bit of luck. Meanwhile, a mysterious group of humans is destroying the farms one by one. What is their secret? This is
Why is there a farm for demons? That just
I
seems like a
just
bad plan.
I just googled this. This looks beautiful.
It is beautiful. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, because occasionally you do get this very artistic looking stuff from Japan sometimes. Mainly you get a lot of this. This is so standard. I mean, it's like,
Yeah, yeah.
it's rote. It's that's standard. But we got Shoujo Beat. This is another very popular one. I always thought this was more of a girl thing, but actually a lot of guys like it too. Maybe it's just the what do
Maybe
you
they put this.
no, I think it's you and your waifu thing.
I don't have any waifus. I don't know what you're talking about.
Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. You told me about your pillow. I remember. But Snow White with
That's
the
a
red
Henry
hair.
Cavill. It's a husbando, actually.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh my God. This is a gay title, I think. This is I've heard of this one. Vampire Knight, of course, I've heard of. One of my students who's actually going to just leaving for university here in March. She is going to not university, college, I guess. Excuse me, college, I guess. But she's going to be studying a manga art. So she wants to be a manga artist, and she loves this one.
This
Excuse me.
also looks really gay.
Frozen
No
2
wonder why
manga.
chicks love him. Frozen 2 the manga.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I'm googling this. What's going on here, boys?
Just Booster, just make sure you don't come up with Frozen 2 the hentai. He'll.
Hmm.
Hey.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can't
even
answer
better.
that question, Booster. I don't know exactly why women tend to like gay dudes. Obviously, they don't like them sexually, but I don't know what it is about that. But it is what it is.
Because they're unattainable.
Oh.
Maybe, maybe Rick might have hit that right on the
I could
nose.
save him from hell.
Maybe, yeah.
Save his
Uh,
heathen soul.
oh, this one right here is very good. This is my son's favorite right now, I think. Or is it? No, maybe not his favorite. But and there's an anime for this too. I watched, which is pretty good. This is an interesting anime actually, and as well as a
Looks like
manga. But
very
it
shit.
is a very adult, very adult. So watch it.
For mature audiences. It even says right there.
Does it? Oh,
Yep.
there you go. Yeah.
Explicit
So
content.
watch out because that one is serious. But
Not for the kidlings.
well, it's not pornography, but it's brutal, dude. Yeah. Let me see here.
That always weirds me out
BeatStars.
how gory they get.
They do, man. BeatStars actually is fairly popular here. Hell's Paradise. All these are popular, but the different levels of it. No Guns Life. I've heard of that. Let's see. I don't know this one, and that's it. So yeah, I mean, if you're into the manga, Viz is kicking it because these are full color, full on manga stuff that you can get for very, very, very high prices. But a lot of these are trade like in their size; they're huge, right? I think it's pretty cool, man. Because manga is really starting to kick off in America, and that's nothing wrong with that. More comics, the better, right? Let me go see if the chat has anything to say about it.
A lot. They have a lot to say about it.
Well, good. Good, good, good. Let me see here. I'm being
Yeah,
yelled.
they seem to be really animated about it.
Oh, Jesus.
Ugh. Oh.
Rick left the Discord for reasons. Yeah, he came over here, dude. Rick is so lazy, he doesn't even check the Discord. He wants everyone to personally hand him a link. John Dillard says. Well, thank you for taking care of that, John. Obviously,
I hand. What? I did it. You.
no. John Dillard said he did it, and therefore he owns it. He said it first.
John Dillard is a filthy Mexican liar.
Ooh, he threw the Mexican in it too. I like Mexicans though, man. They got good food,
Yeah.
and their women
I
are
got the link from
salty, man.
Booster. From Booster, so
Oh, all right.
Booster's the
Thank you
one
for
that gave
clarifying
me the
that
link.
bit of ironic humor we were trying to make. Thank you.
He
Obviously.
boosted me over here.
Oh God. Okay, it's Rick. Apologies. All right. Dorks Devilish says dorks. Well, thank you, dude. Thank you. Why does everyone got to pick on the D&Ders? Why are we always on the bottom of the frickin' pile?
So oppressed.
So oppressed,
Have
This
you
is
dude.
seen?
this is real oppression.
Have you seen you? That's why.
Dude, damn it. All right, fine. Sheldon says the cool thing is about Shonen Jump is that they kick the comic off if the sales slip. Oh yeah, that is a hard ass market, dude. Yeah, that is true.
Mm.
Roger says Chester, I love the Prince of Tennis. There you go. The manga is really starting to become popular, and I get the comments from the guys here. I get it, but I just something about it. The fact that the mundane can go into a comic book and become an incredibly hot seller and make people big money. I think that's cool, personally. Even though I might not be interested in the story, I just think it's cool. March Hare is in here. He says sports manga for people that don't play sports. Maybe. Let's see. Devilish says, My Hero is literally what X Men wishes it was right now. Yeah, no, My Hero Academia is inventive. It's interesting. It's dramatic. I've watched every episode with my kids. It's one of those things we watch together when we're together, when we are together, and it's a good fun thing, dude. Yeah. March Air continues says, I agree with Booster. I don't understand the slice of life thing, but to each his own. Exactly.
I
Sheldon
love
says,
being agreed with.
yeah, well, we know that. Sheldon says, I haven't bought manga in years until One Punch Man came out on Netflix. Now I have to get every book that comes out. That's a big one. Devilish says, I think Slice of Life got popular because most readers have no life of their own. Well, you guys are just loving on hating on that, dude. Record of Grand Crest related to Record of Lotus. I don't know, Devilish. That's a fair question though, because the Record of Lotus War was pretty badass. I watched both. I don't see a connection, but who knows? Did we lose subscribers? Ah, well, YouTube is always kicking stuff off, dude. So keep in
Yeah,
mind if
it's
you are
always going up
subscribed.
and down.
Yeah, it is just YouTube.
Yeah,
But
but we'll keep going up in subs, baby. That's what
we
we do.
we will, and we don't really care about it to be honest with you. We just want the people in here to talk to. But if you have got knocked off the sub, just resub if you could.
I
But
want thousands of subs. Don't listen to him.
all right, fine. Dillard isn't Mexican. Okay, thank you, Evan. Eric thought I thought Dillard was Puerto Rican or Dominican. Well, let's go with that then. Uh, Dillard is
Definitely
Caucasian.
Mexican.
Well, he's
I can
I think he's
confirm it.
half breed actually. He's half something or
He
something.
is like super Mexican, like Speedy Gonzales.
Oh goodness. Well, of course, with most Americans, we're mixed something, you know. Oh well. Let's see here. Next one. Now this one, this one. Oh my God, this is not right. Go ahead, dude.
All right, solo writer teases development start for Willow. What is going on here?
This is John Kasdan, folks. He's writing the new Willow remake.
Oh, I'm glad he got
And
to. I get. Go ahead, Rick.
did he write like the movie Solo or
He did.
writer or something like that? I'm not
Yeah.
sure completely what that meant.
Yeah. No.
He
No. He
wrote
did.
the movie Solo. Yes.
Yes. But this is not a good thing. Why would you touch Willow? I mean, damn it. They just want to corrupt everything, Thundero.
Yes, yes. Like I said
Should
the other
I?
night.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead, Rick.
No, go ahead. I interrupted you.
Like I said the other night, the when you look back at the last decade, how much these people have destroyed, like
Yes.
how many great franchises and brands they've destroyed with their ridiculous incessant need to remake, and
Mhm.
always add some ridiculous modern political bullcrap in it
Yeah.
every time.
And
Instead of just, I mean, if you want to do a remake, I don't want you to, but if you're going to do it, please just do it and don't have an agenda. Just make it
oh, that's
and move
impossible. Yeah.
on.
Go ahead, Rick.
All I gotta say is he screwed up Solo, and that made no money. Why is this guy even getting?
Well, they fail upwards, Rick. This is something we've noticed over the year or so we've been doing this. But in a way, it kind of answers the question that I asked a few shows ago, because they keep remaking this stuff and no one's interested. And of course, I can make the statement, well, at least we have the original, right? But what we want to see is new stuff with this amazing CG that they have available to them, that is new and cool. But we're obviously not going to get much of this. And it kind of goes back to the thing I said about video games, because all this pixel art and all this kind of low grade stuff. And it's like, ah, man, I always want video games to get better and better. But now it kind of dawns on me that maybe I'm answering my own question, because. The AAA titles are just out of their minds. They're just super ultra woke, and they're just putting out crap after crap. They're trying to get you with the loot boxes. They're just absolutely, it's completely corporate. It has nothing to do with the love of video games. But these indie guys are putting out, stuff we saw like 20 years ago as far as quality. But they're the love of video game type of thing. They're fun, interesting, new, creative, and maybe that's just what it is. Maybe it's just people doing the best they can, and that's what we have to accept, I guess. It's kind of sad, but I don't know. What do you think about that?
Um, I don't think we ever have to accept mediocrity or BS. I think when the market continuously gets flooded with that, that just means there's way too much production and not enough demand. And we're starting to see the market correct very rapidly, actually.
Yeah.
Look how much money the latest Star Wars movie's making compared to even the last two. Look at how well Joker did. Look at how well some of these movies that are supposedly are just going to make, they're going to do all right, and then they just blow up because the demand is actually there.
Mm.
The companies just haven't followed the demand because they've been infiltrated by people that have an agenda, and these agendas are literally killing them in some cases, shutting companies down all over.
Well,
It was
dude,
down something
Frozen
like 4%
2,
profit
yeah.
or
Frozen 2
gross
made
over the
more
year.
money than Star Wars.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
Okay,
one
but
bit.
I have a important question.
Yeah.
Yeah. What midget actors are they gonna get? That's I want to know if they got some good midgets for this.
Well, there's only one midget you can get these days. And
That's any good.
Mhm.
I do believe they prefer the word dwarf.
Yeah,
He's
but I really like saying midget.
yeah, okay.
So
But he's the
and
dude
they
from Game
prefer a
of
little
Thrones.
person for some reason. Even though little person sounds condescending as hell to me. It's like what you say when you pat someone on the head, aren't you a great little person? Look
Oh
at
no,
you.
God no. They're always dwarves because dwarves are cool.
Yeah, why
Yeah,
would you?
but midgets
Yeah.
are funny.
Well, you just got to remember, Booster's midgeted in his thinking.
Well, he is a midget. I mean, it's kind of the point, Rick. But
Exactly. I'm allowed to say it.
he is allowed to say it. But what is that
I
dude's
got
name?
an impasse, baby.
What's the guy's name from Game of Thrones? He's a really good actor, actually. Um, what's his name?
Oh,
Shit,
why
I
did
know
my
this one.
brain just lose it? He's
Oh,
in
Tyrion
Thor.
Lannister. There you go.
Shut
Yeah,
up, Booster.
that's his name in Game of Thrones. Yes,
Someone
Booster,
help
you
me in
got
the
it.
chat. What's this guy's name? Because he is actually a very solid actor. I mean, he's a serious level actor.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
I've often said if he was, a normal sized person, not a little
his
person,
name's
quote unquote,
not. Sorry, go ahead.
he would be, he would actually be a mega star. Like he's that good of an actor, and he's good looking. He's a handsome dude.
He is.
So
That's
I
true.
think he would,
Yeah.
he would
Peter
be,
Dinklage.
Yeah. Well, I
yeah,
was getting to it. Shut up. God, I
No,
thought
you weren't.
leprechaun was the proper term, and then Dave says Larry. It's not Larry, Dave. It is Peter Dinklage. Warwick Davis, of course, is in the one we're looking at right here on the screen. Tom Thumb, thank you. Dick Trickler.
Oh no.
No, I don't know why they're hiding it. I'll let it out. Here you go, Eric. Oh, why did it? Who deleted it? Oh,
That was
says,
you.
it says
It
you.
says hidden by Chester Busby.
well, I want to undelete it. How do I do that? I want to fix it.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Let's see.
Oh
I
wait,
can report
You
this
can't. It's
person
gone
to
forever.
YouTube. I can put user in timeout. I
Yeah,
can do that.
I'm gonna
I can
report
hide
Eric.
the user on this channel. Ooh, and I could add him as a moderator. I'm going to do the last. Eric Hawkins is now a moderator on this channel.
Oh,
no.
Yes,
terrible idea.
I did it. I did it.
Well, that was it. That was the death knell.
That
That's
was
it right
last
Done it.
step. But no, this is no. Stop it. I don't want. This is not that bothers me, dude. You shouldn't touch Willow. Willow is just one of those sacred things, isn't it? Isn't it?
there.
And
To
we
me,
don't have any good midget actors right now. Wait until we make some more. I hear they have absolutely wild. I, I hear they have wild orgies and trailers. By the way.
Did
If you
they?
Oh
get too,
no!
if you get too many midgets on sets, you know, all the ones that played the Ewoks, yeah, they spend all their time off set just humping in the trailer.
Oh,
Big old midget orgies.
Good
this
on
is
them,
the
dude.
last show. This is it right here.
Good on them.
So you believe they're gonna willow away at this movie?
Oh
eh?
my God! Next, God, go ahead, Booster.
Astral Chain and Bayonetta developer Platinum Games receives investment from Chinese developer Tencent.
Ah,
Pack it in, boys. They're done.
that's sad, dude. Platinum Games is good company, man.
Every game they put out is a gem.
I love
Every
Astral Chain, dude. Have you played that?
and I have played Astral Chain. It's
That is
badass.
badass, dude. Yeah.
I've played Nier Automata. I've played Metal Gear Rising. I've played both Bayonettas. And before they were even Platinum Games, when they were a small little studio called Clover Studios, they made one of my all-time favorite games called God Hand. They
God
are a
hand, yeah.
great little studio. They are underappreciated. They make some of the best hack and slashes in the industry. They're one of the only ones who are really making good old school style hack and slash now. And now they're being bought out by Tencent.
All right, let me just read the announcement here because these articles sometimes can be just clickbait. Let me see here. Announcement regarding partnership with Tencent. Okay, well, the word partnership was used. We would like to announce we have received a capital investment from Tencent Holdings Limited as a basis for partnership. This partnership has no effect on the independence of the company. Bullshit. And we will continue operation under our current corporate structure. We hope to use this capital to strengthen our foundation as a business and expand for game development into exploring self-publishing. We also hope that this partnership can give us a wider global perspective while still creating high-quality games that stay true to our name. Thank you as always for your continued support. Please look forward to what we have in store.
I still will. But
We will.
if you screw up, I'm coming for you.
Oh, they're gonna. That almost that verbatim is exactly what Blizzard said when Activision bought them. Almost exactly the same press release. Yeah, it might take a couple years, but they'll get their tendrils in there, and that'll be it. They'll start putting.
That one's full.
Yeah, I'm going to check it out. Of course, the problem is it's going to be Epic Store exclusive, and all that stuff's going to come in. And it's going to piss people off. It sucks, dude.
In
Let's
all
check this out.
honesty, before you play that trailer real quick.
Yeah.
In all honesty, this is one of the few times I think the government should step in and stop these sorts of things. If they're American companies or they operate in America, we should be able to tell them you're not allowed to take investments from certain people. And
Many-
Chinese government-funded companies
Right.
like Tencent should be one of them. They
Well-
own way too much. Their tendrils are into just about everything in entertainment and in tech. It's enough. We have to have some limits to how much power these companies can gain. There has to be.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Anyway,
Yeah, well,
Um,
they broke up Microsoft years back because of that too. So.
Yeah, but they're not doing it now when they should. But the thing with Tencent and many other stuff, and what Thunder said was not hyperbole. Tencent is owned and controlled by the Chinese government. Now, you might go search on the internet, you might find some little statement about how they're an independent company. They are not. All right. There are many, many companies you think are separate, but they're controlled by the Chinese government. That's why they get so much money behind them. It's because the Chinese government wants to have their fingers in every single solitary thing. This is the thing people don't understand about China. I've heard so many people, including the Japanese, worried about China and war with China, war. Why? They have almost 5,000 years of history and they've never attacked outside their borders, ever. Now, the Mongols did when they controlled China for a while, but the Chinese have never attacked outside their border. You know what the kind of war they make all the time? Economic war. That is China's war. And they are doing the same thing they've been doing for thousands of years. They're coming at your wallet and they're getting into. I mean, they even have, like I saw, they're pushing hardcore into the wine industry. There was this nice little Netflix series called Rotten, which talks about all these just corruption in all kinds of industry, which isn't shocking really. But it's just more slave labor from the Chinese government to try to infiltrate and overwhelm Western markets. That's what they're
I
doing.
hate to do it because I despise them with a burning, fiery passion. But in this case, when it comes to the overreaches of corporations, the left is right. It has to be stopped because you get bad actors like, Tencent, like Amazon and Apple and them, who have no problem using basically slave labor. to the point
Yeah.
where people kill themselves
Apple
instead of
as
work
well.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Apple as well.
Mm.
They have no problem with that. That's just wrong. We have to have some kind of standard for human decency, and that is obviously against any standard you can come up with.
Yeah.
So in this one thing, and probably the only thing I agree with them on, is they're right about corporations gaining too much power. But really, the truth is they got that idea, whether they want to admit it or not, from the right-wing people who are fearful of government having too much power.
Yeah.
It's the same principle.
It is.
Too much power in too small of hands is dangerous for everybody.
It is. But China, keep in mind, China is a slightly different situation than that, because
Yeah.
China is not. You're not dealing with a corporation. You're dealing with a government.
Right.
And it's yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to harp on it, but that is the reality. So this is pretty sad news, really. But let's check this out. Square Enix. This has nothing to do with Platinum, does it? Oh no, right there, Platinum Games.
Yeah. Yeah. Published by Square Enix, developed by Platinum Games.
Oh, I see.
I don't love the art style. Don't love
No,
Some in a bit.
we've been
develop a
seeing
more
this quite a
pastoral
bit,
take, it
though.
seems.
Yeah. We've been seeing this kind of art quite a bit, though, right?
it. That looks cool. I don't know about the. I don't know what to say.
Yep.
It's colorful. Look at that. It's very, very
Oh.
colorful.
It's a hack and slash.
It is. And Platinum has great combat mechanics, dude.
Yeah.
Always making good hack and slashes.
Yeah.
I do like that it's extremely colorful. I don't like the background color palette at all. At all. But the attacks are beautiful.
Yeah. It looks kind of interesting. I'll probably
know
get a
this is going to
copyright
be
claim
on
on that, but oh well. Can we have some happy news? Let me find some happy news. Oh, here we go. We got some happy news.
All right, blades stiffen. Look, if you want to be called Steven, don't put a PH in there, all right? That's
the correct way to spell, Steven. You absolute. You
get a V!
uneducated
Get
whore.
a V in your name! Get a V!
That's how it's spelled.
Stephen Dorff? What kind of last name is Dorff?
Dorf was a very good comedic
What for
skit.
New
Actually.
Zealand?
Okay, I'm getting a little heated over this.
A little bit, yeah. It's
Stephen Dorff wants to reinvent his big bad after his friend. What that? Reinvent his big bad? What does that?
He was the villain in the original Blade, dude.
Yes.
Okay, wants to reinvent his big bad after his friend. Oh my god, I'm not even going to attempt that name. Cast as the new Daywalker.
Yes. So basically, he wants to play the same. He wants to play. Was it Deacon Frost?
Mahershala Ali.
That headline is way too convoluted. Way too convoluted. That's a bad headline.
Well, he played Deacon Frost, right? So I mean, but here's the thing: we don't want Deacon Frost, Stephen. We don't. We no, thank you. We want something new. We don't want you to have anything to do with it at all. And I pray to God this is just you hyping for a job, because we know that hasn't even really been written, really. Let's see here.
Is I want to see this guy as Blade. I think he'll do great.
I think
he's got a great presence about him that, in all honesty, as soon as they said it, I was like, yep, okay, that'll work, because he's got that energy that I think he can pull Blade off, just like Wesley Snipes did, killed it. I think he'll pull it off.
Yeah. Well, this article is basically about Deacon Frost, or excuse me, Stephen Dorff, talking about how he wants to have his character back again. It's just him pleading. So the article doesn't mean anything to me. But having a conversation about Ali playing Blade, I think is worth a conversation, though, because this dude, I've seen him in a couple things, but mainly what I remember from him was in the half the season of Luke Cage before they killed him off.
And ruin the scene.
Which was the stupidest move I've seen in a long time, dude.
He's really
That
the
guy,
best actor.
yeah, he stole that entire thing, dude. He's really good, and he does violence really well.
He does menace. That's the word I was looking for. He's very
Menace.
menacing, and Blade is menacing as all get out. But
That's
he's
right.
only generally towards vampires. But he's incredibly
You know what?
menacing.
I think he has Blade's shit-eating grin. That's what he's got, man. Every time like someone's trying to intimidate him in Luke Cage, he just laughed it off and he smiled. Oh, he's so good.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
all day.
I think he's got it, boys.
a lot of people balked at him getting the role, but when I saw it, I was like, "Ooh, that's a good choice." I think he's going to absolutely slay it. Now, I get the
I
fact
want to
that
see it
that's
with some
an
shades.
no. Well, I think that would help, but I think we were talking about this earlier. The big problem is he looks African. He doesn't look
Yeah.
American, right? Because we talked about this on the eugenics show. The Black Americans are not Africans. They're clearly not Africans. They're a different thing. So when we have this image of Wesley Snipes, and also from the comic, that's a Black American, right?
Yeah.
He has a very African face, but I don't care. I could care less.
A little bit. Get him in the gym for 4 or 5 months with some good trainers. He'll do fine. I think he'll kill it.
I think he will.
Yeah, yeah.
Rick,
Yeah.
opinion.
I don't know. I remember him in Luke Cage, but I haven't seen him in anything else. So
He was in Akira too. He played I don't remember the character's name, but he was the pseudo villain, like the not the villain, but the underneath the villain guy.
Oh,
He was
really?
uh,
too.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
And in fact, it was right up. I watched Akira right when they announced him as the new Blade. And there's a scene in Akira where he's sitting in a limo, and you can see him just in his glasses, like black sunglasses. And I was like, "Holy crap! He looks just like Blade." I couldn't believe it. I was like, "It's perfect." So that's why I was sold on him instantly.
Yeah. Now he's a cool actor. All right, good. I think this is great news, personally. Now this is not really so not so good. Go ahead. Booster.
AMC's CFO calls 2019 US box office projected for 11.4 billion a disappointment.
Dude, you
Yes.
have one freaking job. One job. Read the headline.
I was reading other things.
Oh,
I was
Jeez.
busy.
All right. Anyway, this is not news. This is just confirmation. We have been saying all along last year was an absolutely crap year for movies. They lost a lot of money overall as far as what they expected. And of course, here you have a movie theater chain is confirming that. They just a lot of wokeness, a lot of silliness. I mean, name a good movie last year that you enjoyed.
Endgame.
No,
no. Joker.
Joker.
I enjoyed Joker.
I haven't seen Joker.
Shazam.
No.
I enjoyed Shazam, but I understand why Chester doesn't like it.
Yeah, Chester's a grumpy old
oh,
alcoholic.
I enjoyed Shazam too
What was the other?
as well.
Okay, you're out of the club, Rick.
I actually.
Hey, you gotta admit it was better than Captain Marvel.
That's true.
Detective Pikachu.
I think
I
John
actually-
Wick 3 was good.
Yeah,
John Wick. Yeah, John Wick.
I actually am probably way in the minority here, but I actually liked Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. But I like Tarantino movies, so he scratches my itch, so I was fine with it.
Yeah, I haven't seen that,
Mhm.
but yeah, that's a fair point. But I mean, it's not like we've had some years that just had hit after hit after hit. This was not last year, so hopefully this year will be better. One thing I've certainly noticed, and I hope you guys have noticed as well, it seems like there's a lot more positivity for 2020 than we had before. I don't know where that's coming from, but
I would have watched Sonic.
I think it's starting with just one. I'm not sure whether he was the first one, but who said it? That fandom isn't toxic; it's passionate.
Henry Cavill said that,
oh, shut
and that's
up,
why he's
Yeah.
Henry Chadville.
dude. Do not get him started on Henry Cavill, Rick. He's all obsessed.
Oh,
and shit.
Henry, you came
I-
and you sucked on my. Anyway,
God, Booster's
I thought it was Ezra that he was.
No,
I'm
he's
finished with
he's
Ezra.
betrayed Ezra and
We're
dropped
through.
Ezra.
Ezra and I are done.
Okay. P.S. Melter says Akira, which I didn't even know Akira came out this year. What are you talking about?
It means
I
Alita.
meant
It
I
means
think I
Alita.
Oh,
Alita.
Alita. Okay,
Yeah.
Alita was badass. I love Alita. Detective Pikachu didn't watch it. It Chapter 2 didn't watch it because the first one was so bad. Eric Hawkins is just out of his mind. Rise of Skywalker, Endgame, and Shazam. No.
All great movies. 10 out of 10.
No.
I like to watch them every week.
I think he's
So much
trying
fun.
to troll you there. Chester.
I'm sure he is.
Chester's trying to troll me. I'm trying to troll him. It's a circle of trolling. It's a really
Now,
toxic relationship.
Yeah,
we
But I
want to.
keep showing up.
He does. He does.
But I'm
But
not.
here's
But
the
I'm not sure
thing.
whether Eric wants to troll you. He could get his wrench taken away.
Oh no,
You
I love
son
Eric. He's wrenched forever. Now, speaking of trolling, The Guardian.
of a- Too woke. Nope. Doctor Who is more offensive than ever. He's like, you think Doctor Who is PC? Wait until you see this, kiddos, because it's better than ever.
Yeah, but see, The Guardian is not liking it, which means they might have made a shift that we might like.
Well,
No, I think they're just idiots.
I think there's no pleasing those people pretty much regardless.
Mm,
But from what I understand, I haven't watched it because I refused to watch
yeah.
Nurse Who. I think that this last episode was still terrible, but it was less egregious. Let's put it that way. Like they made the master an Indian guy or something, but other than that, there wasn't anything too ridiculous in it as far as what they usually do.
Well, they made the Master a female a couple
Yeah,
seasons ago, so. But yeah, that's what they're talking about here. You're right. And Doctor Who has had a strong history of LGBT representation since 2005. That's a long history, a strong history,
Oh,
really.
look at that next part of that. The start of that. Read the start of that next paragraph right there. That
In,
little blurb.
including series-long lesbian companion Bill Potts in 2017.
No, the
Uh,
part that's. Yeah, I'll read it. The fans decrying the show as too PC have been lost, and it's a loss that should not be mourned. What? So you lose half of your audience. That's fine.
they've lost
That's
more than half, dude.
well, they lost
Yeah, I was gonna say
half
probably more.
with the female doctor switch, but ever since then they've lost way more, of course.
Yeah, yeah. Doctor Who is just a falling crescendo of defeat. And of course, another interesting bit of news that's kind of attached to this is the fact that old Batwoman there got herself a second season. Did you guys hear that?
Of course she did.
I'm very
Because
excited.
Yeah.
I watched the first episode and it was just too dull for me to even care. It wasn't even like fun to get all angry at or anything with SJWism. But Watchmen, however, was great fun to get pissed off at.
Yeah. No,
That
Batwoman
got
is
my
just
blood boiling.
bad acting, bad set
Yeah,
design, and dumb. I
it
mean,
just sucked.
it
well,
does.
it's coming to
Watchmen
the point
was
now
full of potential. That's what pissed me off about it.
where cable shows and it's so cheap to produce these shows now, and they can put them on so many different platforms that it
Yeah.
doesn't really matter if the ratings are even garbage. As long they'll find a place to put it if somebody wants to make it and somebody wants to pay to make it, like
True.
put advertisers and things. So what they do is they just need content because it's basically these there's so many channels and there's just so few content creators for these channels comparatively. It's basically like YouTube at this point. I mean, they'll just throw any old thing up on some of these channels, like literal nonsense will just be on for years because they don't have anything else to put
Yeah,
up there. So they
that's
just
true.
let it run.
I just kind of wish the CW would at least kind of, have a diverse set of things. I mean, if you want to make SJW stuff, lesbian stuff, go for it. But at least have a balance on the other side for everyone else. But they don't bother to do that. It's all SJW woke, stuff all the time, and that's the problem, really. I think. But anyway,
Yeah. The other problem is they want to reinvent all the characters, on all the shows,
yeah, that's exactly
You
what
know,
they're doing. Yeah.
stick to what's canon, and as people have loved it for years. Why don't you think people are going to love it now?
Yeah, well, we don't. So, but anyway, last bit of news today. I'm not going to click this because if I click this, Netflix will copyright strike me instantly, or copyright claim me. Sorry, I don't get actual strikes, so I can't show this. But I'm going to go watch it later, and you guys watch it, and then tomorrow we'll talk about it a little bit and see how it is because this comic book, Lock and Key, was a really good one. It was a really good one. And boy, it took them long enough to get this to film setting, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about Lock and Key actually.
It's
I've
a
never even
really good
heard.
comic book, dude.
I
Yeah.
read the first graphic novel. It's a creepy little thing. It's about a family that survives an attack on their lives, and they an attempt to kill the whole family, I guess, and they move out somewhere. I believe to try and escape it all, but weird shit keeps following them.
Yeah.
It's been a very long time since I've read it, so I can't recall exactly what happened, but it was a good read.
It is, and I've read all the
I'll have
Lock
to
and
read
Key
it
stuff.
again. Yeah.
It's one of those things I can't tell you anything about, and I won't. Just go read it. Lock and Key is amazing, and I'm going to watch this trailer after, and I hope it's good because I would really like to see a live action adaptation of this done really well. But anyway, that's what we have for today. Do keep in mind that tomorrow we're going to have Rick back on, right, Rick? And we're going to talk about the Canadian Shield,
Yep.
right? All right,
Mind we
cool.
talk about it real quick as we close out?
We shall. So definitely, guys, go over and check that out. One of my moderators, please put the link to Rick's project in the chat, please, and come back tomorrow and we will check it out, guys. And we'll go through it thoroughly and we'll get an understanding of the character and we'll look at the page just like we normally do. So I will get you the link tomorrow, Rick, and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay. So I'll get the
Yeah.
link about
Well, now
7:30.
that I know it's in Discord.
It is in
Discord.
Discord. It
I
is
was
in
looking
Discord. That's right. And
in my DMs and Twitter.
yeah. All right, cool. All right. So Thundero, you're going to have to give us some namaste because I'm not up for booster. I'm just not.
You know what? I have many good namastes.
Oh, all right. I got a good one. Apparently, World War III's been averted. Looks like, and I'm being sarcastic. I don't really think World War III was going to happen.
No,
But
idiots.
looks like everybody got to save the face that they needed to save, and the politics
Yeah.
of the whole situation is evening back out like I figured it would. But there's something that I think a lot of people forget when stuff like that happens. They get themselves lost in outrage. Everybody on all sides. And guys, the world really isn't that bad. I know it seems like it. I know things are going crazy in some respects. But for the most part, every single day of my life, the sun is always up there in the sky and I can breathe. That's really all you need. As long as you never, ever, ever, ever become a communist.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Namaste.
That was beautiful. Namaste.
You could have just said, "Don't become a communist." I think that would have been
Yeah,
good.
communist. Namaste.
Yeah. Namaste. All right, guys. Later.
Aloha.
Later.